need to adjust where on the screen things are. I don't know what it is that I do during Undertale that causes that to be the case. But, you know, I'll give it a little jog, won't I? So, hello everybody, we're going to be playing a little bit more Final Fantasy VI now, and things are a little bit calmer now. I don't have to keep doing things at strange times, or disappearing off, or whatever, because the weekend is done, and I had to prepare for a live show that I was doing. Now, some of you may be thinking, yes Dave, there's another thing you were going to do at the weekend as well, that you ought to mention, which is that I was going to be doing a podcast about this, and that was the point of this. But as it turned out, for various reasons, that it wouldn't really be professional for me to mention, we didn't do it. So here we are, and I'm continuing to play for a while, still within mind doing a podcast about the experience. That being said, doing the podcast will not... That won't be when I stop playing. I don't think I'm going to stop playing until I get to the end at this stage, because I am immersed and committed. But what's more importantly, me and my lovely little delicious cherry tomatoes here in the chat are having such a nice time with one another. So let's see who we have to say hello to today. Ender Eagle is here. Hello, Ender Eagle. Well, Abby's here. Hello, Abby.
Hello.
Woo! Good one. Emilian is here. Kairu is here. Mr. Crowley's Mr. Luxarena. It's Mr. Luxarena. Abby, the Ocarina guy.
Yay!
He's in the chat today. I showed her the...
Super cool.
Yeah, I showed her the video of you playing the Okay, so for viewers, Mr. Luxarena here in the chat, who you can see at the side of the screen, is a man who I met at, I mean, apparently I've met him before, but only in a hello sort of capacity, like hello and then hello, and that's all. And it is not a simple matter to remember everybody that you've helloed at conventions, but I've met him before in that capacity, but I kind of met him this weekend, and it's currently, what is it, Tuesday now? So it would have been 2 days ago, I guess. What it was that I was in a bar where I was performing, and I wasn't performing in it at the time, and there was old Luxarena leaning against the bar and playing on an ocarina, because my friend Paolo was videoing him doing this. And as I approached and started talking to Paolo, which maybe was a bit rude of me, but I was focused on the fact that I had to go and do a show in a minute, so I was sort of finding out what was up with Paolo. Mr. Luxarena just subtly, and at some point I was unaware of, changed what he was playing on the ocarina from whatever he was playing at the time to the Wheeze and Poos song. And as I started to tune into what this was, I asked Paolo if he knew what this song was, and he didn't, so I told him that it was called Wheeze and Poos. And then later on in the day, we bumped into him again, Mr. Luxarena, and on this occasion, he started playing my 16-minute, I believe it is, epic Christmas medley, Wiggle He 2. And he just started playing it and showed no signs of stopping. So we went outside, because it was too noisy inside, and we filmed him doing it. And you can find that on my YouTube channel, Demon Tomato Dave, at the moment, under the title of, I believe the video's called This Started Happening. Who else have we got? We've got, yes, quite. We've got Pogington. We've got Avacedistivius. We've got Jack T175. Oh, which is, it's his first stream, or her, who has been seeing some of the Undertale streams that me and Abby do. Abby, say hello to Jack T175. That was a generic hello. Say hello specifically to Jack T175.
Hello, Jack.
T175.
You know I can't remember.
No.
Letters and things.
We got Lord Muckdog. We've got. I think I've said hello to everybody now. No, it's not that I wanted to stay on the Link's Awakening overworld. I wanted to progress on to the Snowman Party section. I just didn't imagine that he would know how to play it. But it turned out that it wasn't. It's not about knowing how to play it. I think he just ad-libs. I think this is a guy who knows how to play an ocarina to the extent that he can just stand there and play whatever he's thinking of. Because he seemed to be playing along with whatever they happened to be playing on the speakers in the bar, which was like random anime music. And at one point, Undertale music. Ah, and Holiday and Ceiling Cat are here as well. Hello, everybody. Okay, let's get on with the game, shall we? I didn't say hello to Tekid. Well, I don't see Tekid. Oh, there's Tekid at the top. Hello, Tekid at the top. Tekid at the top. Tekid on the what? It's time for this, and here's where we've left it. Oh, that's right. We're in mid-battle. Look, this is what's going on. That's right. Oh, dear. Right, let's see if I can remember any of these moves. Oh, Cure. Oh, Peepo's on a low health there. Well, not very low. I love that they animated the little mouths going. See if I can remember other moves. Tried that. Oh, and I was alerted by, and I at this stage can't remember who, terribly sorry whoever it was, that I've actually got a new Blitz move. Oh, he's on 79 now. But will it give me time to heal him? Probably not. And he's just gained a level. Okay, menu. Damn. Alright. Well, look, all he can do is steal, so let's try and steal. Rage. Was Whisper a good one? I feel like Whisper was a good one. And then Sword Tech, and I've got 4 now, and it was a group move. I can hit loads of people all at once. Here we go, Biff! And... Fiddly! Diddly! Fiddly! Boof! Perfect. Ouch. Oh. I'm gonna need some healing. Oh, I'm not sure I've got any healing on with this party, actually. Let's find out. No, so it's going to have to be a potion. For Colombo. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm very sleepy, though, after the weekend. So, for context, in the future, people who are watching this who aren't, like, currently in the chat and stuff, I've just been at a convention in Manchester, you see, doing a live set and doing a panel, which I did... Oh, dear. Hang on a minute. Let me do this first. I can't remember some of my moves. Try that. No. Damn. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Like that. Magic. Cure both. Oh no. Okay, so it looks like Cure doesn't actually give us a huge amount of, you know, health back. Oh! When will I remember this move? So I'm gonna have to keep curing for a little while. Okay, I think I know the move. I think it's that and that and that and that. Suplex, yes! So, yes. Runic. What's Runic? I can't remember. I'm going to find out. Oh, I've forgotten already. Was it this? Yes. So, yes, as well as doing my live set, I also did a panel with Eileen Montgomery, Isle Monty. No, it's not Isle, it's Eiley Monty. Beg pardon. And Kelsey Ellison. And that was great fun. We had a nice time talking about YouTube, and you'll see... Oh, and you'll see the video of that at some time soon. For various reasons, it's unlikely you'll see a video of my show, but never mind, because it's all songs that I normally do anyway, so you'll get to see those songs. And in fact, I'm doing them again in a couple of months, so you'll probably, maybe, possibly get to see a video of that. Oh dear. Oh yeah, tools. Oh, that's right, I can... Yes. Oh. What? I haven't got... Oh, I didn't even think of that happening. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be a long battle, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear. Oh. Okay. Oh dear, I perhaps should have stocked up on rather a few more potions than I have. Oh dear. Oh dear. By the way, there's something going on. I can't remember if it's Undertale or Final Fantasy, but I have a feeling it's Final Fantasy. My chat folks, my cherry tomatoes, have conspired among themselves to set up a private chat channel in which to discuss tactics, and I think they mean game tactics. Ah, here we go. Which suggests to me that something's about to happen, that I'm going to do badly if not guided. Well, now that I've paused, let me have a little look at the chat and see what's going on in it. PR83, there was no stream yesterday whatsoever. There haven't been any since, what, maybe Thursday, was it? The day when I did Final Fantasy and Undertale on the same day, which Abby confirms was Thursday. Okay. Oh dear, there's a bit of buffering going on with some people. I'm sorry about that. Is that everyone? Is that my fault or just individual people? It seems like individual people. Sorry to anyone who can't see this, but then of course you can't hear me say that. Sorry, Mr. Lux Arena. Some people do just have trouble streaming Twitch, if you can hear me now. Keep trying. It's to do with the start of the stream, you see. Okay. Right. Okay, so you're strategizing for how to... Abby, they're helping us out. They're strategizing for how we can see the most content in Undertale. So you're going to have to really be on the chat and like watch everything they tell us to do next time, I think. Yeah. You have to switch to the party that has Rollbro in it to see his skills, says Ceiling Cat. Yes, well, the trouble is, it's too fast for me. You know, I don't know the buttons fast enough before the blokes, you know, reach me and attack. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can do it in a moment. Scroll up to see Ender Eagle's message to you. Okay. Ender Eagle, Ender Eagle, Ender Eagle, Ender Eagle. No, that's not a message to me. Oh, if it's to me, it'll be red. Here we go. You didn't say hello to Tekid yet. No, that was Emelian. I saw that. Ender Eagle. You might just say it again, right? He's saying peel over and over again there. Yeah, I think you're going to just have to say it again, Ender Eagle. If you happen to see that Bave person around, yes, someone called Bave Dulmer logged on to the secret strategy chat that I'm not allowed into, and went, "Hello, you know, fellow kids, fellow teenagers. What are all the secret things you're talking about that idiot Dave Bulmer can't look at?" But they were very good, and they didn't say anything. Hi, Super Nerd Studios. Yes, indeed, fun, isn't it? Here we are again. Okay, right, so sorry to everyone who's having any trouble with this. But, you know, I want to get back in on the streamage, so I'd rather just sort of press on. Now, let me see if I can quickly switch between teams. No. Damn. How am I ever going to find out what move I've got? Because I don't think I can do it from fighting, right? Fight. Blitz. Poof. And the trouble is that the new move that I've got, someone said it might be a move that can take down multiple guys, which is absolutely what I need right now. Oh no! That was a wrong move. Oh no. Okay, I'll just... No, I need my potions. I'm gonna have to rely on her magic. Come on, Peepo. Come on, Peepo. Magic. Cure. Diff. There we go. No. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's not fine. Oh, it is. It's fine. It's fine. Cure. And Blitz. Is that one? Yes, that's Pummel. Jolly good. It's a fun little system, but it is difficult to remember any of the moves. Or at least it is for me, who is not an aficionado of things like fighting games where you have to learn this sort of thing. Ba, 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 ba. I think we can all agree that it would be cool if this music ended and we could move on to something a little bit less frenetic and stop having this silly fight. So, hopefully I can just defeat everybody pretty quick. Okay, while they're dancing, I'm going to go and look at the chat. Super Nerd, apparently I'm like... I have learned the new move, but I personally don't know it yet. Oh, Mr. Lux Arena is fine by solving the problem by using Internet Explorer. He must be the first person in history to ever consider doing that, so we'll have to pass that on to anyone else who has trouble. So Dave says Ender Eagle, says Ender Eagle, I'd like to Right, let's start that whole thing again. So Dave, says Ender Eagle 9, I'd like to thank you for introducing me to Mac and Emilian. We made quite a group and had an interesting chat yesterday while I cooked. There was fire. Oh, that's nice. We've created friendships here in the chat. Let me turn that down a bit so I don't feel like I'm going to shout over it. There we go. Whatever you have mapped to the Y button will switch teams. I know that, PR83. It's just that there's no time to do it. If I'm on the game screen, it is already scrolling towards whoever's being attacked at the time. Left, down, down, wooden, right. Wooden, Wodden, Woden, Woden. Left, down, down, Woden, right. The hell does that mean? What does Wodden mean? It's okay. I'm sort of figuring them out. Left, down, down, Wodden, right. And then left, left, down, down, right is another suggestion. Left, down, 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 right. Yeah, that's what I need. If it's one that I've learned. There's a bit of argument about whether it's left, left, down, down, right, or left, down, 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 right. Here we go. So Dave, in case you didn't see, it was that! It was that same thing, right. That is great! I'm really happy that happened. You can join the Discord general chat if you want to join that. Well, I kind of wanted to, Ender Eagle, but then someone said that they googled what it is, and it turns out to be like a voice chat, so I didn't want to join it right now, in case it kind of bled through. I suppose I'm not against the idea of having a little group chat voiceover thing happening in this stream, if I can set it up to play the sound. That'd be cool. But I don't know if I can. Essentially, the move is supposed to be a half circle from left to down to right. However, the game will accept either of the directions that make up a diagonal. Oh, I see. So that's why there's disagreement over lefts and downs. It's because they don't matter, because they mean down left. Yeah, okay, got you. Woden was just down, spelled wrong. I suppose I should have thought of that, really. Wait, what if Odin, the god, was always just that someone spelt down wrong? Dee blah blah blah. Okay, so left and then like down. So I can just go left, down, 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 right. That's probably the easiest version. Okay, let's try that, shall we? Here we go. Oh, okay, that was a good camera pan. Apropos of nothing at all. And this time, blitz, left, down, 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 right, and fire dance. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Yeah, hi, okay. Right, that might do the trick, yeah. Huh. Thanks, everybody. Okay, good. There was that pan again. That was a good bit. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, I'll do that while we're here. Dee dee dee. Left, down, 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 right. And I'm waiting for her to heal us first, so that actually takes place. Oh, she's just gonna do that forever until I press the button. Okay. Okay. Wow, you might want to finish your little incantation there, Peepo. Thank you. Yeah, what? 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 Stop. No, I pressed it wrong. Left, down, down, down. Right. I thought that's what I pressed last time. What? Guys! It is that though, right? Left, down, 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 right. That's it, isn't it? I guess on this occasion it didn't accept those downs as diagonals. Luckily, Rollbros accepted those downs as Phoenix and is alive. Left, down, 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 right, press. No! I missed! Oh no! Well, at least the blitz worked. What I missed with was my cure thing. Okay. Okay, so now things have abated a little bit, and I can go here, and I can potion. Well, actually, I can use tonics now that we're not in a fight. Dip dee dop dee 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 doo dee 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 da dee doo dee doo, and bip bip bop bop. Okay. Okay. And then let's be this guy. I've not been this team in a while. Who shall I fight? Shall I fight you? Fight. Who's in this team? Oh, it was just this team. What am I talking about? Alright, what's Brawler? Let's find out if that's any good. Fight, because I can't steal. I don't think steal worked for me the very first time I pressed it in the entire game, and never again since. Poof. It does take it out of you to wait for that. I mean, it takes ages to wait for... Oh my gosh, it's already 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, Abbles. Yes. What, have I never called you Abbles before?
No. Not canon.
That is not canon, says Abbles. Sorry about that, Abulon. Okay. What? That was an extremely exaggerated face to pull. She pulled the face so exaggeratedly that she pulled it in different directions around the room. It's too dark for you to colour. Yeah, sure. You do what you want. But you know that your screen emits its own light. Wow, okay. It isn't reacting? What do you mean?
No, it is, but it's just...
Alright. Fair enough. Anyway, hi! There was a bit of discussion there about how dark the room was. Sit you on your feet, Abby! She was about to sit down and had nearly got away with not having to do the tea. But she's doing it now! Biddly boo. Auto crossbow. Ah! We're playing Pop Hills together, guys. I'm bringing you along, my cherry troopers. My cherry tomato troopers. And we're going to play Pop Hills together like I suggested that one time. Not any time now, you understand. But one day we should all do these things together. Right, I think I was in the middle of talking about how it was cool at the convention because of the cool people what I did do a meet of. And one of those people was Mr. Luxarena, as we've been introduced to already. I'd already met Eileen. Eileen Monty. But not really. Like we'd sort of said hi to each other a few times at different conventions, but this is the first time we really hang out together. And then hadn't met Kelsey before at all, but she was cool as well. And I had met Lord Illusion, Brett MW, who I was supposed to be doing the podcast with and didn't at the previous Alcon in Leicester, but it was cool to hang out with him some more as well. And his friends, Neil and I want to say Emily. I think it's Emily. And then lastly, and I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to plug them, a two-man band of brothers. I said that in a weird way. They're brothers, but they're a band called Jolly Boat, who were just phenomenal on the stage. They popped on and just owned the place. And what they do is they dress as pirates and they just sing pirate puns for like a good 5 minutes. They're amazing. And then later on they did a song in which it was an entire love song that was sung quite seriously, except that all of the lines in it were puns based on key combinations on a computer keyboard. It's difficult for me to explain, but it was brilliant. So, do go and look up Jolly Boat. Honestly, we were properly rolling in the aisles. We thought it was really funny. Oh, I don't know. Rhino Tour, that sounds good. Sword Tech. Okay, can I wait? God, what's it going to be like waiting to get number 8? I guess, like, the point is that they get stupid powerful, but you just can't... Oh, dear, oh, dear. Nope, I'm okay, Abby, don't worry. It's just that I was down to very few points. And it was taking them a long time to get round to eating potions. Drinking potions, I suppose, is what you do with potions. I'm going to run out of potions. I'm going to run out of potions before this day is up. Wait, am I supposed to be trying to get past them instead of just, like, sitting where I am? Out! Get out! I'm trying to go back to the main screen. So maybe I'm supposed to be trying to move further downwards. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing, everybody? Are they, like, unending troops? Or can I actually kill them all? Oh. Oh, great. Should have paid a bit more attention to that, really. Shouldn't I? And now I see what the point of the gradually filling in timer bar thing is. Because if I could just move immediately, then someone on your party dying essentially wouldn't matter. Because you would just have more turn, or like the equivalent, the same number of turns, but just with only one character. Abby has now microwaved my cup of tea, so I can have a bit. Mm-hmm. What's the point of waking her up with 38 points? She's gonna die immediately. There you go. Alright, well, she's just gonna have to sit out this fight then, and I'll do it in between. Otherwise it's just a waste of resources. Oh no, it's the kind of cup of tea that's gone so cold that even after being heated up in the microwave, it's still cold. No, it's not. It's fine, but it's, like, on the edge. Right, here we go. Phoenix down. Boing. And then tonic. Ding bang 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 boing, bing boing. Boing. Bing bang boing bang bing boing. Okay. Okay. And let's fight again. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing NAS. Oh no, I haven't, because I haven't... Oh, alright, I've got exactly enough for this. Let's do that. How would I get MP back, anyone? Is there a way of replenishing your magic points? Ether. Right. Ether. I don't see any ethers. Maybe elixir. Ah, ether. 1? I've got 1 ether. Is that what I need, you fellas at home? You'll have answered the question by now, but I can't look at the screen. Hang on a mo. Okay, now I can look at the screen. So, what's been going on? Oh, see, now that Abby's turned this lamp on, I can't see my screen anymore because it's too shiny. There we go. There we go. Okay, so, let's see what's going on in the chat. Doop doo doo, bum bum ba bum. Okay, oh, Ceiling Cat has to go and vote in the primary election. Good idea. See you soon, Ceiling Cat. What's going on? What's going on? It was absolutely... Yes, I know about that, because of Mr. Douglas Adams. here we go. This is about where I stopped reading. There's a bit of language discussion, which is very intelligent, and I suggest anyone interested in that sort of thing should read it, but it's too intelligent for me. Not always, not this. Like, I get this, but I mean I can't speak with any authority about it, like what this lot can. So, okay, what else we got? Nowadays, whoa is just pronounced as oh. See, that's the sort of language thing that you get from my intelligent cherry tomatoes. Dave, what have you done? Can't remember, I'm afraid, Lord McDog. They're talking about the Discord thing, which I shall be joining later on, but not right now, because I'm doing this. Has Dave worked out how to use sword tech yet? Well, you tell me. I know how to wait until the number and then press then. So I don't, if that's not how, then do inform me what I'm supposed to be doing. Then everybody started saying apples. Abby, everyone started saying apples at this point in the chat. Why, pray tell, is goo levitating? Says Astivius. Well, who knows? Good question. Kairu says, any name that ends in E, I have to end in ULS at least once, unless it has an L or an N before it, in which it becomes URS. Yep, that makes sense to me. Super Nerd Studios is excited that there is already a Dave chat. Not really sure what... Oh, save your game, Dave! Very good point. Hang on. Doing. There we go. Thank you for that one, Kairu. There, that's why they have levitating. You should start streaming a blind Earthbound playthrough. Playing it will give you more appreciation for Undertale as well. Yes, I'm very much considering doing exactly that. I was supposed to ask you a thing you didn't get to answer at the panel, says Emilian. Shoot, what was it? Yes, quite right. The panel was a YouTuber's panel, and it involved questions from Twitter. And Emilian asked one, but it just didn't get brought up in the panel because there wasn't time or whatever. Okay, so that's... We may in a moment find out what Emilian was going to ask. Yes, that's true. It is a bit daunting. The fact that you have to wait is actually a glitch in later versions of the game. You select a sword tech, and then only Jimbo has to sit and wait for the tech to charge. That makes a lot of sense. Yes. West Country English, that's right. No, it's not Scottish at all. It's a pirate accent. It's a completely different thing. It's from, presumably, I'm guessing it's the West Country because that's where, a lot of ships came from. I don't know. However, it's also, if you live in England, it's also the voice given to farmers. Oh, R, they say, instead of just R. Farmers are. R. No, that's pirates. If they just go R, it's pirates. R. However, nice pirates going O-R, that's farmers, that is. And of course, all of the above means yes. The way that Scottish people say I, and so does everyone else, but Scottish people are particularly famous for saying it in a stereotypical fashion. Well, farmers go O-R, O-R, and it means oh yes. Okay, not, by the way, this is all like, I'm talking about cartoon farmers and pirates and Scottish people, not actual real ones. Real ones just talk normally, like, presumably all of those categories. Except the pirates, they probably are like, Arr! Because if you ever became a pirate, that's the very first thing you'd do. What else we got? Yes, the goal is to get to the bottom. Okay, good. Good. Save, yes, I did that. And then, Kairu's too fat. Okay, glad we've covered that. Ether is the answer there. The elixir, however, is a full health and MP restore. Okay, jolly good. Okay, Emilian, right, yes, Tim's off again. Oh yes, I keep forgetting that Tekid is Tim. Tinctures do it as well. You are both of these things, Mr. Crowley-ism. Oh, sorry, Mr. Crowley is me. No, I can't say that because it isn't me. Bum, 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 bum. I saw one of something, apparently. And then Mr. Luxarina says, I meant it more as in which number does what, so you don't keep using 2, hoping to attack anymore. Ah! Well, I didn't know that 2 isn't an attack, and I've certainly been doing that. However, I've now learned that 4 attacks multiple people, so I basically only do that. But what does 2 do? Yes, I want to do Okami, I just don't have the means to like hook up OBS and a chat and, you know, my microphone and stuff. I can stream. I mean, I don't know, can you stream from the PS3? Probably not, so I don't have the means to do Okami, sorry about that. But I want to, though. So if I ever get myself a box, then, if you know... I stopped on the sunken ship because I kind of wanted to record it. Haven't been back to Okami since. Okay, I guess that's somewhere in Okami. Northern English for yes as well, yes. Okay. Ah, yeah, okay, I'll get to that in just a moment. That is a nice little story. Yes, that's right, yes. The chap who played Darth Vader, the body of Darth Vader, he has that accent, basically, so if you want to go and listen to that, you can. And also, of course, if you want to go and listen to the farmerist, most stereotypical farmer accent in the world, then you want the Wurzels. I've got a brand new combine harvester. Just put that into YouTube and you'll see what I mean. Okay, did you happen to answer my question at the event? Don't know, Lord McDog. Remind me which one it was. Well, I made a brief comment on it, Emilian. Well, yes, Kairu, but also what I meant was that actual real farmers can come from anywhere, and I meant cartoon as in like stereotype. Okay. This could indeed be a sad thing, because there's plenty of young people with every strong accent, so it's okay, they're not, like, dying, but the best accented people are all old people, and it is true that they are dying, but that's just a general tragedy of the world. Like, some of the best people are old people, and that they are more prone to die. It's a real shame. Well, yes, never mind that, though. I've got it on the PS3, because that's the HD version. That's beautiful and pretty. I played the Wii version, and it was broken and unplayable. Even though it was absolutely gorgeous and lovely, and by all accounts, better than the original. Well, now the HD version's better again, so... When I say, by the way, when I say it was unplayable, what I mean is, the whole thing was generally great and perfectly playable, but then there were moments in it where they actually had not programmed the motion controls sufficiently to be literally possible to get past. And I specifically refer to the old man dancing about in front of the tree. I got past it, but after hours of, like, figuring out by trial and error what it actually was programmed to respond to, as opposed to what it asked me to do. And I'm not playing through the game like that. Favourite childhood game? How you make your acapellas? Well, I answered one question about how to make acapellas. Ender Eagle accidentally posted the first sentence from Way of Kings into the chat there. Of course, you can stream from console, you just don't have the box. We had a conversation before about how much said box would run you. Yes, I can't remember now. Sorry about that. Okay, this is bad. You talk too fast for me to read the chat while I play the game anymore, so I'm just going to try and glance at it now and then and hope for the best. Uh-oh, I'm supposed to be stopping people from getting to the top, and here's a person. There we go. By the way, that's a good thing, and you shouldn't stop talking as fast as you do, because it's great. Did I get it right? 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 What's runic again? Oh, I know. It draws fire in, but protects her. Let's try that. Fire dance. Here it is. I'm going to try the last of my tea and hope it's not too cold. It's not. I'm extremely averse to tea that's like, you know, when it's just gone cold. It's like, ugh! It goes from yum 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 to ugh! In seconds. Hooray! Up, up, up. Right then. So, Emilian's question Actually, the answer to Emilian's question is more interesting, so I'm going to go for Lord McDog first. Lord McDog's question that I either did or didn't answer at the panel was about how I make my acapellas. I actually think I did answer that, and I'm giving a much more in-depth look at how I do them in the Ocarina of Time behind-the-scenesy things anyway, so I guess beyond that I can answer specific questions about it, but wait for the video. I did briefly mention how it was done, but I couldn't go into great depth because, you know, it was like we were on the clock. Favourite childhood game? I mean, it depends where you are in childhood. Magic Land Dizzy, if I'm 9, or Zelda Link's Awakening, if I'm 11, was it? Or no, actually 13 or 14, I can't remember which. Oh my word, what? What is... Oh no. Ryder. Oh no. This thing's horrible. Or The Settlers if I'm 11. Which I've already streamed, but it was so long... Oh, but it was so long ago that I'm going to probably stream it again before I go into Settlers 2. Because I know all of you guys now. And by the way... Let's try and keep increasing our numbers. So if you ever, like... Basically, just start introducing people to these. Because, you know, I want to make sure that the numbers keep going up. And we just keep meeting people. Because it's been so good so far. And I'm worried that we'll end up as, like, a little clique. You know what I mean? I've been on IRC. I know how these things happen. At first, you're an open and exciting and vibrant new chat channel, and then before long, the same 5 people are growing old together, and it's lovely, mind you, but... Oh, it's him. I'm gonna save. Dum. Whoa! Is that what he looks like? Wow, what a flouncy jester he is. Look at him. He's got style, he's got poise and grace. How do you even stand on a toe while leaning backwards like that? That's incredible. Oopsie daisy, I will need some energy. Oopsie daisy, I will need some energy. Bum bum ba bum ba. Do dumpty dumpty dum do do. Oh, she's got black magic as well that I can fight with. Okay, so ooh. Wait, ice? Oh, that's what he's doing to me. Okay. Fire dance, I'll get you. And then meanwhile, she's got ice. Huh, I wonder if that hurts someone who is a caster of ice, or if this is like a Pokemon situation. A bit. What are you sorry about, Emilian? Oh, she died! Oh, if I give her Phoenix down, you know what'll happen? He's gonna get her straight away. Oh, I was annihilated. Well, that's no problem. But I'm guessing that getting annihilated is kind of part of what most people do. I'm guessing it takes more than one party to get through Kefka, right? Yeah, looks like I've started singing along, so let me reset my mic. There! I don't know the music well enough to do that. Okay, so Emilian then. Your question was, what was your favourite moment interacting with a fan? And usually, I object to the use of the word fan, because it's like, really? I don't know, it just feels weird. But, oh no, she's Spinny Winnie. How am I going to use my cure ability? Stop it. Stop it. Oh! Let's try again. But I can nevertheless tell you exactly what my favourite moment with a fan was. Some of you may have seen my MCM Manchester video from a number of years ago, like 3 years ago or something. And in it, I am going through different cosplayers that I can see at the place. MCM is a convention, by the way. No, I'll tell you what, he needs a potion. I know he also needs depoisoning or something. Oh, she's dead. Great. Do you know what? She's not a lot of help in this fight. He's dead. Fine. Alright, I'm going to try with the next team, and then if that doesn't work, then I'll... Oh, he just goes over there. Alright, well, oh, okay, that's fine. Well, I'll still try with the next team. Just, you know, for some variation. No, I don't like that team. That's the one that's got goo in it. It's got Grombo in it. He's alright. But he hasn't got tools. In the MCM Manchester video, right, I look at a number of cosplayers, and then I see the two sweetest little cosplayers in the whole world. They are two tiny little girls who are like, what, 4 and 5, or 3 and 5, or maybe 4 and 6, or something like that, I can't remember. They were between the ages of no ages at all, and no, I think the oldest one was 4. And I think it was her birthday. I think it was her 4th birthday. And, yeah, and so as a result of that... Okay, so, but anyway, the reason they were so sweet, apart from the fact that they just are, is that they were dressed as Link and Zelda, tiny little Link and Zelda. So they must have been, what, 3 and 4, or... Bah! It's difficult to tell this story while doing this. But anyway, so little tiny lovely Link and Zelda. And their dad, though, who is this giant man, was dressed as Ganondorf. And there was a tiny little Link and Zelda just hugging the actual, like, ankles, like, below the knee, cuddling Ganondorf. It was the best. And, but that's not the moment. Now, I knew that, that they were going to be coming in, because their mum had got in contact with us ahead of time and gone into Abby's shop and given us these Zelda lanyards to give to them as, like, quest items. Like, they were coming to the desk and we were going to anoint them with these Zelda lanyards. And I did. And on the video, you can see them, and I go and sort of put these things on them. And one of them goes, "I've seen you in the song!" And she meant Mario Land with lyrics. Which was that was like my last song at the time, and they'd been watching that a lot. Like, they'd been watching that a lot, apparently, because they were big Brentalfloss fans already. So anyway, that, though, also wasn't the best moment. Best moment was, a couple of weeks later, or a little while later, whenever it was, we went round their house. They invited us round their house. And we weren't quite sure where it was, so we'd parked the car and we got out to look around. And as we were heading up the hill towards their house, their two little faces popped out from the door. Do you remember, Abby? Little faces popped out from the door and then disappeared in again because they were too excited. And then they came and they ran towards us and they hugged us as we arrived. It was the best. Ba 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 ba. Do do. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Oh, I can't choose between them. I'm going with that one because the subject of the other story is like at least 15 now, and we'll probably be embarrassed about it. Yeah. But at the time, she was maybe 10, and I had been doing a comic at the time that I was like physically printing, and it's the one that I showed you, Cherry Tomatoes, the other day. A previous version of that. And we were selling it at this convention, and we used to go to Birmingham every year. And the very first, because it was a kid's comic, and the first actual child who ever bought it, and therefore kind of made me realise that it was worth doing, had come back every year and had got new ones whenever we'd done them. Oh, that's how it works, is it? Okay, well, I'll let him kill me again. 1 point of energy. And let me guess, by the way, we're not taking energy off a running total. He goes back to full health every time, I guess, yeah? Anyway, so at the time she was 10. She'd just turned 10, I think. And she came to the convention, and she had drawn fan art. Oh, well, again, I don't know whether to call it fan art, because I'm from a time when fan meant, like, fanatic, you know? Rather than just a person who likes the thing. So I don't want to, like, ascribe to anyone else that they're fanatic about anything I've done. But anyway, she drew one of my characters. I think it was one. It might have been a couple. On a letter that she'd written to us just about liking our comics and stuff. And it was the best, and I've still got it right here in my desk drawer. Because it was the very first time, like, our comics had, you know, like, a fan letter, or fan art, or whatever. It was great. It was just great. So, and these are the things where you go... This is why I say to anyone who's, like, thinking of doing a thing, but they're going, oh, I don't know if I'll do the thing, I don't know if I'm good enough. Just, you've got to do the thing. Like, I was bad at comics when I drew the first comic that kid read. And it just so paid off so much, you know? And it wasn't just her, like, her whole family were the coolest people. Like, I'm really annoyed that we haven't seen them in what must be 5 years. Purely because they stopped doing that convention, and then by the time they started again, like, I'd moved on to different projects, so we've never gone back, but I don't know why. Why don't we go back to Birmingham? That's it, I can never tell when it's on. Why does the music... Okay, so I'm having a little look at... Oh! Great. I had a look at... I glanced over at the chat and betrayed myself. Why does the music pitch down a tad when you enter battle? I hadn't noticed that, does it? And then there's lots more language talk. By the way, if I sound dismissive of the language talk, I'm not. It's the most interesting thing that, like, goes on in my chats. But it's got nothing to do with the game, so I'm like, okay, I'll read that on the video playback later on. Oh, but it's really interesting. Okay, no. Well, I guess what I'm saying, Ender Eagle, is that if that's the case, like, I don't need you to waste your time being... Do you know what I mean? You don't need to be fanatical about this stuff. If it wasn't this stuff you're talking about, then that's fine. I think it's great to be fanatical about something. But, yeah, I don't think anyone's fanatical about the stuff that I do. But it is cool when people like it. And it's cool when it's important to people, you know? Because that's one of the cool things about the internet. You know, if you've got something you can do, you put it on the internet, and someone will find it important to them. You know what I mean? That's like what I was saying before. There's so many people who've got a thing they can do and they could be doing on the internet, but they're like, nah, I don't know if it's worth it because I don't know if anyone will like it. It's like, dude, someone will like it, so it'll be really important to someone. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think the Birmingham Comic Convention that we used to go to maybe just stopped, but then MCM started happening in Birmingham. And I don't know if it's like that they took over the same convention, or if it's a different convention, or what. Tell you what, how about we get in contact with that family and ask them? If you're a member of that family, don't worry, I know your name. I just called you that family, not to be rude, but because I didn't think you would want your names mentioned. In a thing that you didn't choose to be mentioned on. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doop-doo. Oh dear, I should have used some health there. Yes, that wasn't very good. Oh well. Bam bam boom. By the way, I've just had a glance at the chat, and a lot of you are saying heal, and going like, why isn't he healing? Well, the reason is that for the first couple of times I just didn't remember to do it. But after that, once I'd like started, you know, once I'd forgotten and I basically got too far. I was just like, well, I'll just do this fight and get killed, because I always end up back at the start, which is fine. Try the other team. Whoops. Ender, what about the time I was mentioned on the radio about Return to the Forbidden Planet? That was a proud moment indeed, but what about it? Mr. Crowley is me says, my fiancé thinks I'm totally fanatical about your work, if that counts, so I would say I'm some sort of fan. And what that tells us is that Mr. Crowley is me oh, look, see, I've done it again. There you go. Has done... Mr. Crowley is Mr. Crowley is me has a fiancé who knows about my work, but evidently isn't into it. Whereas Mr. Crowley is me, and says to Mr. Crowley is me, you're so into that guy's, like, you're a fanatic about that guy's work. Will you snap out of it? And I'm on the fiancé's side. For anyone who watches the stream and is confused, the work I'm talking about is not this. Hey, by the way, why am I doing this? Okay. I am asking the chat the following question, and I should like an answer by the time I die again. And it's this. I've asked before, you probably answered before, but I'm going to actually look this time. Is Kefka refreshing back to full health every time he annihilates my team? Am I fighting him on full health, or am I chipping away at his power bit by bit? That is my question to you, and it determines what I do next. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, that was wrong. Okay, I'm going to compare what his different tools do, damage-wise. So, that does 272, okay? 272. Oh, hello. Oh, but I haven't got any. Whoops. Oh yeah, but I can change it in my items. Okay, but I'm doing this now. 272. Bioblaster takes away 112. It is markedly worse, okay? No, not Elixir. No, was it? Yes, Elixir. I think. Was it? Let's find out. I like how they tried to make her sort of objectivized sexy when she does that pose, even though she's about 2 pixels tall and has the body shape of Sonic the Hedgehog, circa Sonic 3. Oh dear. Okay, but antidote. Perfect. That's gotta cure that. So, auto crossbow is by far the best, I think. Although I have now forgotten what the last one did. But I think it was 100 and something. Uh-oh, she's down to 18. Oh dear. I should have cured instead of antidoted. Because I now realise that it's called cure and can probably stand as an antidote in and of itself. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. Muddle. Oh no! Oh no, I'm all of a muddle. Puddle, muddle. Muddle, puddle. Can't remember the rest. Uh-oh. No! Okay, fine. He resets to full health each time. Right, in that case, might as well just load up the earlier save then when I hadn't used up as many potions. Wow, so I've got to defeat this guy with one team. Holy Christmas. Okay. Yes, quite says, where is the completed, updated, lovely compilation of the stuff originally on Something Awful? Well, it's not finished, that's where it is. It was taking me so long to do. And the more I did it, the more I went, I'm doing this wrong, aren't I? See, what I did was I was doing it up on Wix, which is a sort of a website edity thing that works in a kind of Flash-esque way where it's a kind of WYSIWYG interface type thing. You know, you just sort of do the thing and it's done. And it was great. I was making a really good version of the thing, but there were a few little compromises here and there. Wix reduces the quality on your images, which was a real pain because it's all image based. And it just took so long. It took months to do even the first 9-page thread that I started going, if I'm going to do this, I'd better make sure that it's the right thing to do. And the more I looked at it, the more Wix I started thinking, is this the GeoCities of today? Is this the tripod of the modern era? Will it be gone in a few weeks' time with it taking all my work with it, you know? So basically, yet again, oh dear. You don't have the Snatter stories because I can't do HTML. Frankly, that's what it is. So I guess maybe what I have to do is do it as a Tumblr or something. But that doesn't fulfill what my needs are either. It's tricky, but it's going to happen. And hopefully it'll happen before Christmas. You know? With not just one of the stories, but many of the stories, or all of the stories. That would be lovely. I need someone who knows how to internet to work with me and get it done. Oh, that's absolutely not what I meant to do. Rollo's gonna die now because of that. Roll bro. Well, do you know what, honestly? Wait, how much is this taking off him? Oh, that's taking off the most out of everyone's. So I actually think I should do the fight with Roll Bro. So I need to press on. Bum, bum, bum. Now this is the sort of fight that I can imagine people took to heart and imagined happening, really, you know? The way that the Final Fantasy VII remake is going to be scenes that we've all imagined. But, happening in front of us in 3D. I bet this is a fight that has inspired numerous interpretations such as fanfics and art and comics and animations and things. No. Oh, I wonder if I'll ever get through this. Oh, I tell you what, I could be using her moves to just give potions to both of us, couldn't I? Strategy people have been suggesting. Stop using Fire Dance. It deals spread out magical damage, so it's far from the best thing. Oh, really? Peepo's runic abilities will stop his magic attacks from helping you. Okay, let's try that. Right, sorry, I was using Fire Dance just because it seemed to be the best move, even if it was just one person, but let's find out. Yep, you're right, that's much better. Runic. Oh, well, it's no good now. Okay, but it'll be good now. Okay, this is the new strategy then. Thank you for that. And Mr. Luxarena has found the secret there, which is to put my name in the posts so that I'm distracted and see them, because it paints them bright red for me, as you can see in the eventual videos. Of course, now, can I remember any other moves than that? Yes, suplex. Oh! Oh, because he's not on the ground, so I can't suplex him. Okay. Can I do this one? Well, I can't do that one. Oh. Aren't you glad I glanced at the screen? Oh! Right. Can I pummel him? Yes! Oh, it's not as good though. Dee-bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-dee-bee-doo-bee-doo. So this one is so far the best move on him. Oof. Oh! What? Load. No, that was wrong. Sorry, pressed it wrong. Runic, although it doesn't seem to do anything. I suppose it depends when she's doing it, doesn't it? Now I need to cure. I don't like this fighting, folks. I really don't like it. Okay, so that was exactly the same combination of things that I and he did last time. This time, I gotta change strategy entirely. Let's just try getting him up to full health. And her. I wouldn't have done that if I was thinking. I would have waited for her turn, but anyway. But I'm getting sleepy, because I'm low on sleep after the last few days of doing... No. Yes. I keep doing it backwards. Runic again, I guess. Here we go. Right. And I'll save that. Save at every stage of the fight now. No! I keep pressing it backwards. I keep pressing left, left, down instead of down, down, left. Okay, I'm getting somewhere now. Bum 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 bum. Can I afford another runic before I heal? No. Oh, great. Yes. Whew. Runic only works until you put in another attack. So he used Bolt right after you stopped using Runic, and that's why it didn't work. Sure. That makes sense. Dum dum da da dum dum dum. Oh, I don't like this kind of fighting. Oh, honestly, it's like, oh, you have to anticipate what will happen in the next move, but what happens in the next move is random and can't be anticipated. So, that's why I always inevitably stop playing Pokemon as well. It's like, oh, what if I use this? And then they use that move, and it won't matter because I used this. It's like, yeah, but you can't influence whether they do use that move. And you can't guess, it's always random. Unless it's not, unless there is some algorithm to it, but that is a level of play way beyond what I'm at. Oh, I know. This is going quite well, so I've saved again. Dee 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 dee. Diddle bum bum. I must say, I've lost less of my voice following this convention than I usually have following a convention where I do the same exact show. So either the addition of that one new song, or the slight difference in the order that I did them in, improves things, or I'm just kind of getting better. Because usually, by the end... Here we go! Don't think you won! I'll be back! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Humgy, bumgy, humgy, da bumgy, humgy, bum bum. Oh, better reset the mic. There, I now reset the microphone. That's not how you pronounce that. Bumsy, bumsy, bumsy. Okay, so what's going on in here? The trick is you don't have to keep using Runic. Use Runic once, and then use X or Y to switch back to Rollbro once it's his turn again. Just reuse Runic right after he hits you with a magic attack. Oh, will I remember that? We'll try. Yeah, says Kairu Dave is not a Sonansu user. What? I don't even know what it means. Well, right, but try to explain that in laggy chat while he's fighting is not optimal. Yeah, quite. Have a cookie? Alright, I will. Here's my packet of hobnobs. I'm just going to mute the mic for a moment. I've unmuted the microphone there because I was discussing secrets. Yes. No, I'm having a bucket. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Oh, Wobbuffet. Oh. Oh, I know Wobbuffet, yeah. Mmm. Mmm. You were always in sync for me. Woo-hoo-hoo, now save. Good one. Congratulations, Dave. Have a cookie. Now says sheesh, you must sing the whole chat, or you're doomed to die. Bumsy, bumsy, bumsy. It's like cheese, Dave says. No, says Lord McDog. To Emilian. Bumsy, bumsy. I was just exaggerating. He didn't say I'd die. Well, or she, I actually don't know the gender of everyone in the chat. Bumsy, bumsy, bum. Siffy Fox just posted a note to indicate a song. Bumsy, bumsy, bumsy. That's a Pokemon, says Kairu Hakubi, that only has moves you can use in retaliation. Bumsy, bumsy, bum. Is that like a frisk pancake? Says Emilian. Bumsy, bumsy, bum. I don't quite know what she's on about there, nor do I particularly care. Bumsy, bumsy. Secrets, secrets, whispers sheesh Falco. Hobnob cigarettes. Bumsy, bumsy, bumsy. I thought it was 'cause you were crunching loudly. Glad you didn't actually deprive us of that. Bumsy, bumsy, bum. I am nomming now on some Cheez-Its, but would prefer a hobnob. Hobnobs are the best, says PR83, and yes, that's correct. Bumsy, bumsy, bum. I'll have to look at Cook's Corner. They have import stuff. Bumsy, bumsy, bum. Anybody knows where are hobnobs? Could you let Ziffy know? Bumsy, bumsy, bum. Everybody wants to eat hobnobs. Only I have them. Bumsy, bumsy, bumsy. You will all feel really bad as I eat this hobnob. Here we go. Whatever. It's not my absolute best, no. Oh. There we go. By the way, if you hear unpleasant noises like this, hang on, that and this. I have a very creaky chair at the moment, and I cannot find where I've put my WD-40. I think it's in the car. Oh dear, the Frisk pancakes are a spoiler. Okay, I'll just have to not think about that. It's alright though. I'll have forgotten by the time it happens. Yeah, that's pretty much how all victories go in this stream, Pokington. Okay, let's all stop talking or thinking about the word Frisk. Ah! I won't forget this. Boing. Whoa, that's a really weird way to be defeated. Where's the Esper? Is it okay? Oh gosh, it's nearly 11 now. Are you? Whoa, we're up on the cliff where I started the whole game, I think. Or at least a similar cliff. That was a close call. Spring into action. Step on the foot. Now they're going to lose traction. Who was Jimbo? I can't remember. Oh yes, can it still be alive? Impossible, right? Ploppo! What is it? Oh. Oh, what's happening? Did he just fall off the cliff a little bit? Yep, he did, and everyone's sort of boinging about and reacting to something. Ploppo. No! Whoa. Whoa! Did she just psychic blast everyone off the cliff? Well, to the edge of the cliff. Whoa. Ploppo the Esper. There's some kind of reaction. Oh. Oh, here she goes. What? What am I feeling? Can love blossom on the battlefield? Huh? What's going on? Please tell me. Who am I? Woo! Whoa. Am I about to be, like, turned into an Esper person? Ploppo! An Esper! I can actually feel its mind! Ploppo! Step away from the Esper. See, this game is where fanfic writers learn to write. That's why all characters only ever say either ... or another character's name. That's how internet writing is. And here is it. What?! Did you see that?!
Yep.
What?! Whoa! That was a cool sound. Oh. Oh, Ploppo's blasting off again. And she's blasting around there. And she's blasting over there. And she's blasting up again. Whoa! Am I in control of this? Yes. No. Can't tell. No. I just happened to press the same buttons as the way she went for a bit. Whoa! Whoa, we're morphing off to the command center. Oh, this always happens. I end up there in bed. Oh no, it's okay, it's just a combo. You're awake? Yeah, that was really weird. Where's Ploppo? She changed into a something and took off. She looked like... She looked like an Esper! Right. Now then. She didn't look like an Esper, because an Esper was like a big dragony looking thing. So I'm guessing that Esper in this case doesn't mean that particular big dragony thing. It means like the mythical lost beings or whatever, and like the dragony thing can be one of them. Just adjusting my mic stand a bit, because it had drooped downward. There we go. Yeah, you know, like how... But maybe this is just a sort of Japanese games and anime-y things type thing, because, of course, Shadow the Hedgehog was supposed to be essentially the second attempt at the same thing as a giant random lizard thing. He was meant to be the ultimate life form, remember? But he was the second draft of the ultimate life form. The first draft had been just a big Komodo dragon. No, it didn't really make any sense. Let's have a look at the chat, because I feel that... Whoops. Sorry, sheesh. I feel as if, you know, some nice little chatting might have gone on, because it often does. I won't look up what a frisk is, don't worry about that. No, it's okay, Lord McDog, I'm not going to do it. And I'll forget. Find your chill, Mac. If Dave is good enough to not even listen to the game's soundtrack to avoid spoilers, I think he'll be fine. Yeah, that's exactly correct, yes. I don't even do that. I don't so much as... Because people keep going, oh Dave, I hear you're playing Undertale. Here, listen to this remix of a tune you haven't heard yet. And it's like, well, A, no, because that's a spoiler. And B, no, because I'm not going to care, am I? Until I've heard it in the game. It won't have any context, and it won't make me go, oh, this, I like this, or whatever. Yeah, dude, that's a really cool scream noise. Octocon apparently asked a stupid question, but I don't see an Octocon. Well, anyway, yeah, exactly. Oh, Otacon. Oh, because the love on the... Yeah, that was... Sorry, Mr. Crowley is me. I was thinking, like, Octocon, like... You know... Honestly, I was thinking of sort of 8 Transformers conjoined at the middle. Doesn't Esper just mean person who uses ESP? Oh my god, is that it? Is that what it is? Esper are called illusory stroke mystical beasts in the Japanese version, if that makes more sense. Really? So, like, all the way through the game, they're just going, like... She looked like a mythical beast. Or an illusory or whatever beast. That's cool, but then I guess they just... You know, because of how many characters it takes in Japanese to say a long, complicated thing compared to in English. Right. And then... But now I know it's ESP-er. That makes a lot of sense, and Esper is actually... sorry, now I've got context for that. It's a really cool and intuitive name for them. It's just that... Basically, I thought it meant like a... there's something about Esper that made me think of snakes and lizards. So, you know, I thought it was like that. Okay, I think this is the only Final Fantasy where they use that particular word for localization. Yeah, little shout out to Sonic Adventure 2 there. Mentally substitute Eidolons, if you like. Do you know? I was thinking then when I was like, oh, it's because they use ESP. I was like, oh, see, if that had been in the Horus Heresy, I'd have been like, oh, cool, yeah, Espers, yeah, I get it, yeah. Espers are basically the monsters you can summon in battle. Oh, hang on. Oh right, I was. Yeah. Okay, ignore me. We're moving on. But, there haven't been summons in this game, and I was wondering if there would be, or if that originated with Final Fantasy VII, but we'll see, won't we? Emilian, you didn't mind me linking you to songs that you had heard, did you? I'll stop if it's bugging you. I didn't think you'd mind. No. Oh, look, Emilian, you've got a hair trigger for worrying that you've offended someone. It's absolutely great, of course. Once I've heard the tunes... Everyone can link me to all... But basically, the same goes for everything, not just tunes. Once I've seen the thing in the game, all you guys can link me to all of your favourite stuff about it. You know, fan animations and parodies and everything. It's just that until I've seen the initial thing, there's not really any point linking me to remixes of the tunes, because I just won't care, will I? I'll listen to it and be like, okay, that's a piece of music. You know what I mean? Like same with this, same with Final Fantasy game music. Before you've played the game, if you hear the Final Fantasy music, you're like, oh, generic music. Do you know, even though it's good, it hits a part of your brain that's like, music I don't know or care about. But then, once you've heard it in the game, and you hear it later, you're like, oh, this is a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Dee 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 dee. Bum 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 bum. Bum. Phantom Beast, oh cool. Oh, okay. See you. Yes, quite. Good to have you here. See you another time. Although, usually, when I say goodbye to people who've said goodbye in the chat, they've already long gone. I just don't want to bother you, says Emilian. I know you don't. You don't. It doesn't. It never bothers me. I should make sure that's a thing I'm allowed to do. I know. Right, we've been through this. You know, it is a sort of, I don't know, it strikes me as a sort of social anxiety thing, like, oh, but what if it's, I'm overstepping a boundary? But in the case of, like, the things that you've particularly worried about, Emilian, they've all been things that, like, this is not even worth thinking about. It's honestly, like, 100% fine, and doesn't impact on my day in any negative way at all, so you just carry on. Right, anyway, Glombo, you okay? Yes. Oh. No. Something happened to Ploppo! There seems to be some connection between Espers and her. Well, like the time she turned into one. Anyway, we need to find her. Witnesses saw her screaming across the sky to the west. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. I've simply left the room. That's the end of that conversation. Doop-de-doo. Let's go. I promised her I'd... Doop-de-doop-de-doop. Glumbo! Think, people. The Empire still wants that Esper. Bannon needs our help too. A former Imperial soldier. But we've no choice. We must help her. Yeah. Let's split up. Oh, let's not. Let's split up, because we haven't made an interface that allows for more than 4 people in a team at a time. Those who aren't searching for Ploppo will stay and guard Narshe. Figaro Castle can shuttle us to the Western Province. Then we'll make for Kolingen or Jidur. Ah. Right, so now I have to form 1 groups. And I guess it means the group that goes off to do the thing. But I actually don't know whether I'm forming the group that goes off to do the thing or that stays behind. I guess it's the group that goes off to do the thing. Which means at this point that I defer to my strategists, my team of cherry tomatoes. Do you have any preference for who I should take with me, either for story reasons or for it would be less annoying to do the fights reasons, or any of that? I'm now going to... Abby's gone into the other room and is probably going to bed in a minute, so I'm going to go and see if the mattress needs sorting out. Long-term readers know what I mean by that. Our mattress slips into the wrong place in the bed when you get up, because you kind of push it away, and so at night it needs to be slipped back up to the top of the bed for comfortable sleeping. However, that is a 2-person job. So, I'm going to go off and have a go at that, see if Abby's there. Because if she's just like locked herself in the bathroom or something, then there's no point. But see you in a moment when you have strategized and told me what I should do. There will now be a pleasant musical break. No, I'm happy, by the way, to take Goo with me if it's like, you know, useful or important or something. It doesn't seem to be there in the lineup though. Hooray! She's cleaning her teeth! That is not conducive to the mattress situation. So, what's going on over here in the chat? I am, of course, as was well known around these parts, lovely and very kind. Hopefully you'll finish the game by September. Yeah, I think you saved them as a luxury, because I did see what you said before, and I'm very much looking forward. Oh, maybe not before, maybe you said it later. Oh no, there it is. Very much looking forward to seeing that. I'm guessing I don't know the character yet, or at least something spoilery, so I won't press you on who that's going to be, but I look forward to it anyway. We're very, very near the end of the game, as we discussed at the convention, so, you know. How good is this game so far? Asks Omi. Hello. How do we pronounce underscore? Shall I use just a long space of time? Hello, Omi. Good to have you here. How good is this game? Really good. It's really good, and it will be even more good if you are more inclined towards anime-based things than I am. You'll flipping love it. Whereas in my case, it's like winning me over despite its rubbishy anime humour bits, which are few and far between, and all seem to centre around people doing comical reactions to the character of Gao or Gore, or whatever it is. Recommendation, says Super Nerd Studios. Leave behind Goo. Well, Goo... Oh, no, that's Goo. Sorry, I thought Goo... for some reason, I didn't think that was Goo. So Goo is on screen. Okay. Leave behind Goo and either Jimbo or Glombo. Okay. Alright, I will. I might take Jimbo, because I like his hit 4 people move. And Glombo, unless I'm forgetting something, only has steel and your basic fight move. So he's, like, rubbish. Some to say it takes a team of at least 2 sages, once every night, to keep it from careening off the edge of the world into oblivion. What? Oh! That's right. Yes. The mattress. Story reasons take Rollo, Roll, Bro, and Celis. Which one's Celis? Goo is really hard to use in general. I wouldn't recommend bringing him, no. Common misconception. Can't remember what the common misconception might have been. Haven't played the game in ages and can't therefore give any prudent advice in terms of who to take onto the team, but I've grown fond of Jimbo. Mr. Lux Arena suggests Rollo, Roll, Bro, and Peepo. I brought Goo, but as I mentioned, I like his mechanics. Oh, was it you who mentioned liking his mechanics the other day? Like when he first came in, was that you? Because if so, I remember that, and therefore remember you. And now I can put together the internet encounters with the face. Although, however, I'd like to warn you that as my main impression of you is wearing that wig and hat, I have since gone and looked at your other videos and gone, no, that doesn't quite look enough like him. So I think every time we meet, you're going to have to wear some sort of wig and hat. Or at least the red shades. That'll do it. I'll recognise you then. Oh, interesting. By the way, Kairu, did you know that there is also a comic that is the British version of Inside Out and has been running since, like, before I was born, called The Numbskulls? Now that I've said that, it strikes me that I may actually have seen something around the time of Inside Out that suggested that the Numbskulls might actually have been American all along. But it was certainly it was a British tradition of it being in our comics, so it's sort of we think of it as ours anyway. Whether it is or not, I know not. Peepo, right. Okay, so a good suggestion here is to take Rollo, Roll Bro, and Peepo. Glumbo has cutscenes also. But if you prefer Jimbo, take Jimbo. Oh, you mentioned it in the pub the other day, did you, Mr. Luxarino? Ah. Some of it was his real hair, Kairu. There was real hair involved. But then also there was false hair. Okay, now I'm going to see if Abby wants to do the mattress yet. Be right back. There we go, that's her off to bed. And the mattress shifted. Dee-dee-dee. Yep, mattress situation. I like that. I like that, Karu. Okay, so, I think, haven't we narrowed it down to the rolls? The roll bros. Oh, I just swapped them. I've got to put them in the box. Okay. Oh, I quite like putting them in the box. It's like having little figures of them. Oh, I bet you can get little figures of them. I hope you can get little figures of them that look like this, and not like the absolute nothing to do with them drawings. Like, that up there, that's not Glumbo. That's kind of Jimbo. Yeah, alright, whatever. Actually, those are quite suitable, but never mind. What I want toys of is these little figures. And if you can't get them, well, maybe I'll just have to make them out of Fimo. Okay, so I've got the Roll Bros. And I've got... Oh, it's 4 people I'm picking, is it? Okay, right, Peepo. She was on the list, wasn't she? You wanted me to take her. And then I guess it's between these guys. Now, he's got the cool number 4 sword move, but it's a bit of a pain because it takes a while to work. And then he's got absolutely nothing, just nothing of any worth in a fight at all. But apparently he's got cutscenes ahead. Are the cutscenes good enough to bother taking someone whose only move is your basic fight? You know, it's a lot to ask. I feel like I want to take Jimbo. What do you think? Okay. Alright. Right. If the fighting isn't too bad and the cutscenes are gonna happen, then let's do it. Alright, there we go. I guess I've formed a group. Oh, I know. Save. And I might be stopping soon, you know? Oh dear. So I've left the mighty noble Jimbo alone with this gulping, chuckling little ogre. Let's talk to everybody before we go. We have to help her. No. Oh, okay. Is that Banendorf up there? Are you Banendorf up there? Go find Ploppo. She holds the future to our survival. Heard Ploppo turned into light and streaked away towards the west. Make your way to Figaro Castle. Maybe they can help you. There. Alright. Oh, there's going to be a lot of random encounters, isn't there? What are you worried about there, Astivius? Oh, what, just put him with him? I can't really quite work out the perspective, what's happening. Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. Okay, and he's standing on the ground floor, but over there. I get it. Whoa. You can't swear in the chat. Twitch has automatically censored that. Okay. Okay, so... Oh, hello. You came out of nowhere. Yeah. Here's a Robotnik combustion engine. Look, he's got Robotnik on the front. So, this seems like... Because it is a town, it might have a shop, and I might want to buy some extra potions. Aha, magic lamp shop. They must sell potions. Hello. Yay! Oh, I got stacks of dosh. Potions. Potions. Phoenix Downs. Phoenix Downs. I, so far, have never used sleeping bags or tents. Maybe I should be doing that, but I've got 4 of each, so I'll find out by trying to remember to. Tonic. Hey, why not? Anything else? Don't need a smoke bomb for anything. It lets the party escape from battle. Ah. Oh. How about, like, 3 of them? Yeah, I'm blasting through all my money, but presumably I get it back, right? What do tinctures do? Aha! Oh dear. £1,500 for a tincture? Don't think I'll bother with that, thanks very much. Okay. That's me then. Why is that weird breathing part of this music? That's... Are you sure? Are you sure, guys? Really? Tink... Really? For £1,500? That's a hell of a lot. I don't know. I don't know what to do, guys. I mean, maybe the problem is that I shouldn't have just spent all but the £3,000 that I own. Recovers 50 MP. Like, that's gonna work. I mean, no. Is there anywhere I can get tinctures? I mean, yeah, you know, you both said get tinctures. Oh, look, why don't I get one? Because, there, I've blown through my money, but I know I can get money back. So let's do that. Oh, I've already got some, have I? Didn't check that. Alright, whatever. Okay, so anyway. So I think we can leave this town now. Unless there's... Is there a chocobo place? Because then I won't have to do quite as many random encounters. Mind you, no. I'll do the random... Get out of the way! I'll do the random encounters because I can do the money, frankly. Okay. Don't worry about it, Mr. Luxarina. Here we go. Let's get some money back. Whoa, dream team. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ah, whatever. Let's try stealing. Oh, what is it? Ooh. Bit of runic. Bit of also... I mean, they'll be completely destroyed by the end of this move, presumably. Yeah, there they go. Great. Now I'm going to actually pay attention to the top bar and see what I get. I got 19 experience points. Rollbro gained a level. I got 131 quid. Lovely. Oh, aha! While we're here, let's find out what skills Rollbro has. Yep, sure enough, there it is. Fire attack slams enemies. That cuts through an enemy. Doesn't say what it is, but it cuts through an enemy's defenses. That, mystical purity, slams an enemy. And that one puts the drop on an enemy. So there we go. Actually, what skills has everybody else got? None. Oh, no, that's him. Oops. None. None. Alright. Oh, now I've got a choice here of the left-hand side of this or the right-hand side of that. And I can't remember where I'm supposed to be going. Like, did they tell me where I'm supposed to be going? I am just imagining him leaping in the air, bumsy bumsy bum, trying his best to steal from a bird, do a proper save. And of course, in anime fashion, he gets his head caught, bumsy bumsy bumsy, in the beakles of the big birdie, and is carried away. Much to Dave's chagrin, he'll complain that that's too anime. Grouchy, grumpy, grumpy grouch, he'll go grumpy, grumpy grouch. That's 'cause Dave is old and he's grouchy and anime is dumb, dumby dumby dum. Your destination is Figaro Castle. Oh, that's right. And then that's in the middle of the desert. You all helpfully tells me. Yes, I like Bumsy. I think it was Guy Kelly said Bumsy once on Twitter, and it just made me laugh so much that it was just immediately part of my lexicon. I only got 45 quid from that, but what can you expect from a rabbit with a cabbage? Oh, I can save. That means oh yes, by the way, in English. Now, where's the desert? I think it's like the middle. Those trees make me so nervous because I've got my Pokemon head on and I think that it's gonna do that. More likely when I'm in the trees than when I'm not. But it isn't, it's the same likely. Or is it? Oh, it's getting late. I'm gonna go to bed soon. And then where will you be? You'll be alone. And you're scared. But the banquet's all prepared! No one's gloomy or complaining while the flatware's entertaining. Here we go. Oh. Biddle doodle battle battle boodle battle boo. I'll steal from a scorpion. Couldn't steal. That's because steal is a terrible move that's rubbish and doesn't do anything. And is bad. Oh, cool, he's going as well. Hadn't noticed that. Ba-bee wub ba. Do be 282 quid for that. The locals must dislike scorpions as much as I do. King Rollo, welcome back. Thanks. I guess, what's the official king response to that? Thanks! Here we go. This is like old times. I have to wander around for a while. That sounded like that in the old times they used to force him to wander around for a while. I'm now going to break to make myself fatter still by eating. I've already eaten a hobnob in front of you. Now I'm going to eat a new berry fruit. The original and the best, assorted fruit jellies with a liquid centre in a sugar crust. Oh, now then. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, there we go. I was panicking there because it didn't say Meltis on it anywhere, which is the company that always made new berry fruits, but it does. It says it on the bottom now instead of the top. New berry fruits, ladies and gents, is one of the staples of dearly departed Woolworths, which in the UK is dearly departed. It's a tray consisting of 8 sweets stacked on top of one another. You get another 8 underneath, and you get 2 green ones, which is one too many green ones for my liking, but you get 2 orange ones, which is the correct amount of orange ones for my liking, and a purple one, and a red one, and a nicer red one. And they are jellies, imagine big jellies, covered in, by jellies I mean, you know, the sweet, the kind of jelly sweet, covered in sugar, not dusty sugar, like granulated sugar, full-on, full-size sugar. They're in roughly the shape of the thing they're meant to be. So this lime one I'm about to eat is sort of in a lime shape. And in the middle is difficult to describe. Imagine a ball made out of a thin layer of crispy hard sugar, inside which is sticky juice. Yum, yum, flipping, yum, yum. I'm eating the green flavour at the moment. Green, or lime, was always my least favourite flavour of sweets growing up, to the point that I actively disliked or at times even hated it. However, I've since come to appreciate it, especially in the case of new berry fruits, where, because as a kid, sensibly, is it sensibly? It's not, it's actually not that sensibly, but it feels sensible, especially for a kid. I used to eat them in order of preference, in reverse order of preference. So I'd eat the green ones first, and then move up to the superior red one, the nicest flavour. As a result of that, the green ones are now really nostalgic for me, because they were always the first ones that I ate. And specifically, they remind me of the game Enchanted Forest, a beautiful, wonderful board game in which you've got a forest on the board, and there are a load of actual plastic trees that are like cone-shaped trees, and underneath them, you send your little player piece up to it, and underneath them is a symbol representing a fairy tale. And if that's the fairy tale currently at the top of the stack of cards in the castle, at the end of the board, then you needed to hurry toward it with your tree. And you were trying to collect as many trees, stroke fairy tales as you could. Great game. Really good game. And I used to sit there, eating my newberry fruits. Oh, lovely. Very rare now. It's tricky to get newberry fruits. Well, I'll tell you that. It's tricky to get them on the in shops. You probably get them on the internet just from Amazon. I don't know. But for the longest time, they appeared to have been actually discontinued. So, who knows what happened there? Hey dude, I'm back. Welcome back. Thanks. Make yourselves at home here. Well, I mean I will, because literally I am. It is in fact my home. Diddly-doo. Well, here I am. Okay, there's no cutscene there, so I guess I've got to find a particular room. That's a shame. What particular room do I have to find? Oh, I can't get in there. I'm guessing I can't get in. Oh, it's like another bit of there. Yeah, that's all it is. Hey, I should press buttons around here in case there's a hidden treasure chest or something. Nope. Nope. Okay. Diddly-dum. Find a bed you can sleep with and go to sleep. Alright. I might do that. A bed. Find a bed. Now, where will I find such a thing as a bed? And then fix his mattress. Okay, that wasn't there. Dum dum. Even green apple is better, says Kairu, as if to suggest that green apple is in any way an inferior flavour of sweet than anything at all. Be a lovely flavour, said Apple. I would love to eat an apple-flavoured sweet. Mmm. Shut up and take it. What the hell? I wasn't paying attention to reading that. The shop on the right sells tools. Buy a drill. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to buy a drill. Alright then. Oh, can I afford it? Yes. Penetrates an enemy's defense. Use with the tools command. Oh, cool. I've got a new tools. Brilliant. But now, I guess, I probably have to equip it. Equip. Who is it that has the tools? Is it Rollo or is it Rollbro? Can't remember. Rollo, apparently. Okay. Do. Go out of outside the little intersection and take the door on the left. Yes, I suppose it could be that I simply have just been eating nice apple-flavoured sweets instead of whatever unpleasant ones you're thinking of there. That's just another shop, not a bed. What's he got? Just more of the set. Oh no, look at that. Much cheaper tinctures. Much cheaper tinctures. Oh dear. Well, I learned my lesson. What does that do? Kills a zombie. Got some of that. Alright, that'll do for now. Right, yes, you're right there, Kairu. We do have our purple sweets are blackcurrant. However, I am a fan of grape flavour sweets, as long as they're made well. And I think it's a wonderful idea for a flavour of sweet. It's just very rare that they are nice. But an example that I absolutely enjoy is Wonka's Gobstoppers. The purple, well, not ones, you can't really say that when it's Wonka's Gobstoppers, but the purple layer on some of them, you know? Oh, of course. Hold the phone. Blackcurrant is technically a grape? Is it really? The reason everything is cheaper is because... Yes, yes, thanks for that, everybody. Telling me about Rollo being in the front of the team. Where am I meant to be? Is it there? Is this where? There must be a bed up here. No! I just keep ending up on the roof. Like, I really feel as if I've covered everywhere in the castle now. Thanks for telling me these things, though, guys, by the way. If I ever sound like I'm going, I can't seem to find it, it's just because I'm frustrated at myself for not being able to follow directions. The directions themselves are top-notch. Perhaps it's in here. Aha, here we go. Yes, I do need a rest. Thank you very much. Diddly-doo. Zuz. We might be in for a bit of comedy japes. Bumpchi. A bumpchi. 'Cause Oh, castle hasn't changed much. Bumpty, bumpty. I'm gonna sit in my special little chair, and yet it's all different. Mum and Dad are gone. Everyone's gone. Since that day. With you young witches. Tonight took a turn for the worse. Looks like he might... No! You're wrong, this can't be. Matron, the king, he's... Roll, bro! Roll, bro! My father, I don't believe this. Brother! Wah! Ah! Ah! So, they went and told you. They did, brother. Wah! Ah! Ah! Rollo! Here you are! Your father! He just uttered his last wish that Figaro be divided between you. What? The cat? This is nonsense! Everyone's saying that the Empire, and he said vampire, that the vampire poisoned Dad. And the only thing on your minds is who's going to be the next king? You're all pathetic! No one cared when Mum passed away either. That's not... Pushy, push, pushy, push, push. You were as bad as any of them. Roll, bro! Empire of murderers. They won't get away with this. Runny, run, runny, runny, run. Matron, please leave us. Runny, 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 run. Oh, we're up on the roof. That's how you know it's sad. If it works for Red Dwarf, it works for this. I'm out of here. I'm forsaking this war-sick realm for my dignity and freedom. That's a great line, isn't it? Whoa. That's a line for the ages. I'm forsaking this war-sick realm for my dignity and freedom. Gosh. That sounds like a bit of an Otacon line itself. You said you were sick of it too, right? Freedom! What'll happen to this realm if we both leave? And what would Dad say? I'm having another sweet. This time, purple, since we've been talking about it. And yes, it is indeed blackcurrant flavoured. Not a very exciting flavour if you live in the UK, because it's just a normal flavour. However, there are some extremely good examples of it, and could any be better than the purple Roundtree's fruit pastel? Truly one of the greatest of any sweets. And indeed, I played through the entirety of Twilight Princess, when that came out, just eating red and black pastels, which you could get in bags of just red and black pastels in those days. Oh, what a wonderful time that was. We were listening to the Carl Pilkington podcasts, and this was back in the day when they were brand new, and we didn't have, they weren't animated yet. He wasn't going around the world yet. Nobody knew him except us. Me with my Zelda and my pastels. What'll happen to this realm if we both leave, and what would Dad say? Roll, bro, let's settle this. With the toss of a coin. Oh, this is when it happened. This is when he exiled himself. Oh, flutter. If it's heads, you win. Purple. We'll choose whichever path we want, without any regrets, okay? This is for Dad. Okay, that's too high. That is too high. That's true, I was going to go off the edge of the castle. Never getting that back. And then you opted for your freedom. It's been 10 years. The little shrimp's grown into a whopping lobster. Okay, that's a weird thing to say. But also what I want to point out is a bit weird about that, is that he was in the same room as him. He was up there in the throne room area. and then he went down out of the curtains and round the pillar, and then popped out in front of him. The point of that, we've just gone, hello, just because we can't see him. Rolbro can. And you're a king crab! Ooh. High in a tower like yours was, but higher. I often wonder if he'd be proud of me. Don't you ever doubt that. 10 years. Where has the time gone? Sad. Here's to a couple of confused grown-ups. Here's to Dad. To Mum. Alright. Okay. A bit rude about your mum and dad. A couple of confused grown-ups. And to Figaro. What a touching little scene. Whoa! Wait, was that all a dream? I don't think that was a dream, was it? I think that was actually something that happened, but like, during the night while everyone else was sleeping. Well, that was lovely. Yes! Doing! I think that's it for tonight then. I think that's a good place to start. I mean, stop. I'm gonna save. Preferably I'd actually really save, so let's see if there's a save point anywhere in the castle. That was a satisfying and pleasant go. I think there's one down here, isn't there? That was a satisfying and pleasant go on the game. No. And I enjoyed it. Dippy-dippy-doo. But more than that, far more importantly and significantly than that, oh, cool, I will, is that I enjoyed my time with you, my cherry tomatoes. Sorry, say that again? Yes, silly people. Oh, right, sorry. I thought that was a comma. So it was like, scholars the world over are doing research on magic, silly people, scholars. Sir, it turns out scholars are silly people. This is a breakthrough, scholar. How do you know? Well, it turns out that we've been doing research on ourselves, but we are ourselves. That's very silly. Yes, I know. You see, it's all coming together. All of our research. Okay. There we go. Let's do the cursory. The cursory? I don't mean that. Let me save first. I mean the customary thing where we go over the chat and see what people been saying with their fingers. Nearly said mouths. Snickers is how to do peanuts properly. Well, that's correct, but it's only one of the ways. A bag of peanuts is another way. Oh, I see. They're talking about peanuts in sweets form. Yes, I agree with that. Reese's Pieces taste to me like... Abby loves them, by the way. But I maintain that what she loves is the idea of mixing the flavours of salty peanut butter with sweet chocolate. Because, as we know, in recent years we've all been learning as a species that putting interesting things together with chocolate really works. Such as salt, that's one thing, and chili is another popular thing. But to me, Reese's Pieces taste like a combination of like sugar, but like a wrong kind of sugar, like an artificial kind of sugar, and sand, and just grit, and they're just sort of rolled together, and not even particularly mashed. And you know, it's not, it's not as if they're like a creamy, lovely substance, is it? It's a bit coarse. So I think what I would like to do, although I've never tested this theory yet, is to make my own peanut butter cups out of actual peanut butter and actual chocolate. I'm not gonna, because that would be effort, and also I would want them to be small. Tell you what, the ultimate size for this concoction would be about the size of a Rolo. Do you have Rolos in the various places where you live? Well, that's the sort of size that I would like to have peanut butter cups of, but actual peanut butter. And preferably actual chocolate, although I feel myself being less fussy on that regard. Okay, so anyway, there's a little discussion about that. And then, sugar tolerance is a major difference in people depending on upbringing. Americans just demonstrably like things sweeter because we're raised to, compared to like French, Japanese, etc. That's right, Kairu. However, Americans are out of luck because despite being raised to prefer things sweeter, the chocolate you have is considerably less sweet than actual real chocolate, like what we have here in the UK. So if you ever get chance to eat UK chocolate, you should try Cadbury's Dairy Milk, which is the gold standard for chocolate. It's just basic chocolate. It isn't fancy chocolate, it's just chocolate. You know, if you want fancy chocolate, then you have like Belgian chocolate or whatever. But most chocolate fans seem to agree that although all that sort of fanciness is great, you can't beat a block of your basic dairy milk, which is the most... It's standard, it's Wonka chocolate. It's standard UK chocolate, and you should try it. I'm kind of making myself want some just by talking about it, and I'm not even that big of a fan of chocolate in general, because until the age of 12, I was allergic to it, and so I sort of was raised without chocolate in my life, and therefore didn't ever really get into it that much. Now, of course, I recognise its niceness, and I'm going to have some now, courtesy of the lovely Eileen, who, to say thank you for being part of her panel, gave me a Hotel Chocolat, caramel bunnies, and praline egglets Easter box. And I'm going to eat one of my little praline egglets. I'm not usually as much of a piggywig as this, but something about having you there makes me feel like if I'm talking about silly food, I'm allowed to eat it. So let's go ahead and do that. Here I go. Ooh. That's really nice, actually. Thanks, Ivy. Banjo-Kazooie, I think, took it too far. By the end of the game, I essentially never wanted to ever hear that tune ever again. And if anyone in my live show audiences feel the same way, well, it's too bad, isn't it? Because I do an a cappella version of the pause menu music in my live show, and we all chant, "Banjo's got a wibbly head." It's a lot of fun. Yes, I suppose at least nobody called Ploppo was in that scene. Who's Maria? I guess she must be Peepo. Oh wait, that's one of the two. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Oh, okay, maybe Maria's a spoiler. I will not read further in that, or at least, well, I will read it, but I just won't process the words and think about them. It's quite late at night, so it's midnight, in fact. I got some currant jelly once that tasted of almost nothing. I just had to try it. Okay. Pilky Podcasts. Am I planning on playing the new HD version? Well, yes I am, but I don't own a Wii U, and I almost feel as if I'm not going to own a Wii U either. Because if the NX does backward compatibility, then I can essentially skip a generation. That is, if it also does backward compatibility with the original Wii, because one of the things that I want the Wii U for is to be able to play Wii games through HDMI out. Because I tried playing some Mario Galaxy on my the last time we bought a new TV, which was not long ago. It was like, was it even Christmas or was it after Christmas? Yeah, I think it was before. Yeah, I think it was last year. Our TV, which we'd had since 2006. Actually burned itself to death. It actually... smoke came out of it. And so we quickly had to replace it. And we got a good one. We got a Sony TV, a Bravia with a good screen. No bells and whistles, but it was just a good screen. And so one of the first things I did was I tried, everything on it. And I tried the Wii. And although we have the good cables for the Wii, the one that splits into about 5 different, you know, phonos or whatever they're called. It just looked absolutely dreadful and horrible, and I essentially can't play on the Wii until that is remedied. I mean, so luckily we have, you know, Dolphin, but, you know, it'd be nice to play with a real Wii or whatever. So I'm hoping that the NX is backward compatible with both of those generations, so that I don't have to buy a Wii U. I'm not saying that as if, like, I don't want a Wii U. I do want a Wii U, but if they're about to bring out a better version of it, then I don't want one, you know? Dum dum. Yes, the cutscenes are a little bit of beauty. They're a lovely bit of work. There's some talk of donuts, and I'm sufficiently interested in donuts that I scrolled up, but I didn't see it. Diddly-doo. Good question, Estivius. That sounds like something you'd say in Japan, except they're both Ebby. Oh, Ebbles. Oh, it was a flashback. Yes, of course it was a flashback. What am I talking about? Sorry. I meant the bit where he went and sat on the throne, and then his brother came out and said, "You're all grown up now." That's the bit that I was thinking was actually happening, and not a dream sequence. Just go out to the map and save. Alright, I'll do that in a moment then. Lord McDog says bye, either because I said goodbye or because Lord McDog is going. So, bye, although I didn't go. When are you planning on streaming again? Do you have a schedule? I do not have a schedule, Jack. Sorry about that. I basically just do it whenever I want. But it turns out, generally, to be around sort of 8 or 9 p.m. my time. Or, like, 4 p.m. my time. And so, no, but you just have to keep an eye on either my Twitter or my Twitch, you know, subscribe, and you'll hear me belching on more occasions. Reminds me of Fraggle Rock, referring to humans as silly creatures. Yeah. The original Japanese line is unmetaphoric. Alright, so they just say, like, "You're big." Yes, and you're big. Oh, right, interesting. Oh, nice. Yes, chocolate. Yeah, sorry, as you can see, I'm trying to skim past it a little bit faster now because I've just realised I've been blithering on for an endless amount of time, and this will not be terrifically interesting for the YouTube viewers later on. But you see, you're allowed to switch off at this stage, YouTube viewers. I'm just going to stop after this. But it's good to have a rapport with my. I keep forgetting what cherry tomatoes. That's the name. I like them, and so I want to talk to them, and it's just good. So I'm going to do that. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-boo, boo, boo-ba-doop-doop-doo. You can get peanut butter cups as small as Rolos, but they cost more per volume. Urgh. Yep. Chocolate. I prefer dark chocolate, says Noxamillion. And well, you might, if what you were comparing it to was American chocolate. However, I used to say I preferred dark chocolate. I won't go as far as that anymore, but when I was growing up, all I could eat was dark chocolate, specifically Bourneville, which again is by Cadbury, and it's, Cadbury's Bourneville is the nicest form of dark chocolate. It is. And again, it just comes in a Wonka style, you know, just a rectangle of squares of chocolate that you snap off and eat. Wait a minute. I think I've got some. I think I've got some Bourneville. I think I have some Bourneville. I will eat this Bourneville. Yeah, I'm going to eat the Bourneville. Ooh! Hello, everybody. It turns out I had some Bourneville, so I'm about to eat the best form of dark chocolate. What there is! Bourneville, named after the town of Bourneville, which is an interesting town. It's a very interesting town. Well, and now I realise I've started speaking as if I'm a voice of authority. I'm probably going to find out that I was misinformed, but I shall now parrot back the information I was given, and you will agree that it's interesting. Bourneville, the town, in, I think, Birmingham, or thereabouts, is a town that was in fact built by Cadbury in early days of its existence as a place for its workers to live. And Bourneville chocolate was named after it. Isn't that nice? I am now eating Boneville. Oh my god. Oh, that is nice. Not as nice as when the pack was new. You will notice that I have had it for long enough to have forgotten its existence. But it's in date, I think. Yep. Boneville. That sounds really nice, Silurius. This, Kairu, I'm suspicious of. Because I seem to remember that there are reasons why they don't make UK-style, Cadbury-style chocolate in America. So it may be that it's not exactly the same. But if it is exactly the same, then lucky you, you should get that. What else have we got? Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. I dread to ask what an amusing shape might be. That's super weird, because Eiley just tweeted you as you mentioned her. Oh, did she? I wonder what she said. I'll find out. By opening Twitter! Mr. Luxarina's girlfriend gave him something with cardamom in it, where I didn't think there should be the other week, and now I can't remember what it was. It might have been a muffin, and it was amazing. Do I know what cardamom is? I feel like I do, but I can't remember now. What Eiley said was, so the handyman, which is a rather obscure sort of a tweet to be tweeting, isn't it? It's a strange sort of thing to say, isn't it? However, I know what she's talking about. She meant to say the Handy Men, which was part of Zap, a television program that from the 90s that we were talking about when we were hanging out. Okay, if you ever felt like rice pudding is a bit cloying and sticky and dense, Kheer is almost more of a slurry stroke porridge, and it's full of cardamom. No, I'm actually of the opposite opinion. I like it nice and cloying and sticky. But I can always throw some cardamom in there, I guess. Diddly-dum. Diddly-dum, diddly-dum. I doubt it'll do double backwards compatibility, says Kairu, given that the Wii U doesn't have GameCube compatibility as the Wii did. No, that's true, and other things they've done in the past would bear that out, such as the every time they made a new DS, they removed a feature from the previous one. But it's such as like when they took the Game Boy support out and then Game Boy Advance support. But though, the Wii was their most popular console ever, and they've never quite recovered from the fact that it isn't their current console. So I feel as if they would want everything they make from now on to be backward compatible with people's Wii games. I feel like they probably will, you know. Oh god, yeah, of course, if I can get a Wii U for 50 quid, it's mine straight away. Well, I would want all the games, that's the thing. See, I had a lovely... My favourite Nintendo day was Christmas Day of, I think as late as 1996, where I got my SNES. Yeah, I got it really late. And by that time they had a Mario pack, and it came with the Mario All-Stars cartridge, but the version of the Mario All-Stars cartridge that comes with the updated version of Mario World. So essentially it was like having all the Mario games ever on a single day, and I hadn't been a NES owner before that. I'd just played it around my friend's house obsessively, so it was an incredibly important Christmas for me. And also, Mum threw in Yoshi's Island, so it was like, holy crap, can you imagine a day of like better games? So I want to replicate that when I get my Wii U. I want to get, you know, Mario All-Star, not Mario All-Stars, you know, Mario 3D World or whatever it was called. I want to get that plus the new Super Mario Bros. U plus, I don't know, whatever else Captain Toad, I don't know. Just like I want to get I want to get all the games all at the same time, you know? To replicate that day. Oh, I've scrolled all the way to the bottom, so you'll be excited to hear that I will soon be catching up with the chat. Okay, if you were someone who was a long-time fan since before he did any of this, what would that make you an heirloom tomato? Oh my goodness, is that a thing? Is an heirloom tomato a type of tomato? By the way, what's the name of the big tomatoes for cooking with? We were trying to remember this at the place, at the convention. A group of people, a band, I believe, were gathering in front of the stage, and they loudly said, "Demon Tomato, Dave." And I went, "Hello," and they went, "Oh, you're Demon Tomato, Dave. We were just laughing about your name." Because I'd seen it on the brochure. Because I keep forgetting that people think that it's like a random comedy name, when actually it's a reference to the comic The Demon Tomato, that I just haven't produced yet, so nobody knows. Bum bum bum. Diddly boo. Oh, cardamom is used religiously in Danish baking. Well, in that case, whatever it is, it's obviously going to be lovely. Estivius is getting sleepy. Yes, me too. Cardamom's the one you find in pilau rice at the Indian. Oh, that stuff. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Although I wouldn't have called it super flavoury, because I deliberately bite into them and essentially don't get a ton of flavour off them. But I like it because I like biting into it. Oh, you got a SNES when I got one, ha. Yeah, I got Mario All-Stars too, but without the Mario World bit. I ended up trading it though. I had to have Kirby Superstar. I did not even know about the existence of Kirby Superstar until Game Grumps. And as I was watching it, I was going, if I had had this game, my life would have been changed for the better. I would have absolutely flipping loved this game. So I think I ought to get it, really. The best Wii U games are still to come. New Star Fox, new Zelda. Yeah, but new Zelda is clearly going to be an NX game. That's going to be an NX game for sure. It's going to be like Twilight Princess. I think it'll come out on the Wii U, but that's going to be an NX game. Dum 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 dum. Do. Bum biddly bum biddly bum. Beefsteak tomatoes, that's what I was thinking of. Hello Dave, says Pixelhead777. Hello Pixelhead777, I hope you're still here, even though you said that quite a while ago. Long time lover of your work. Ooh, hope you don't mind I use your stream to help me fall asleep. As silly as that might seem, the sound of talking helps. Pixelhead, that doesn't sound silly in the slightest. I have long been informed by my wife that my voice sends her to sleep. Now, that sounds rude, but it isn't. She actually, she basically exactly what you're talking about. There are certain voices in this world which are capable of soothing a person to sleep, if that is what is required. And mine seems to be one of them. Abby was, she's never been annoyed because I always go, I hope I don't talk too loud when I'm doing streams and podcasts and things, and you're trying to sleep, such as is the case at the moment. And she goes, no, it helps me fall asleep. Sure enough, earlier, I received a phone call from my mum, and after I'd been talking to her for about 10 minutes, Abby was fast asleep. And it wasn't nighttime or anything, it was just the middle of the day. It hasn't frozen, Lord McDog. I've finished, and now I'm just doing the bit where I read the chat at the end, and we just talk for a bit. Heirloom tomatoes are the big, ugly, weird tomatoes that have weird, deep wrinkles and funny colours because they haven't been selectively bred to be pretty, but they taste good. Oh, interesting. And that's a cool name for them. I feel like I was still answering Pixelhead777 about something. I think I was going to say... I think I was going to say that one time when I was a teenager, when I was at university, I was doing a writing degree. And I was writing a novel. And of course it was a fantasy novel. And of course it was transparently my way of working through silly teenage issues. And it was just the most generic thing in the whole world. But there was some good in it, so I think I'll probably... dig it up and use it for something else at some point. But anyway, one time I'd written a new chapter and I phoned Abby up to read her the chapter over the phone. And I started reading her the chapter, and by the end of the chapter, she was fast asleep. I'm all... whatever the word is to describe what your mouth is like after you've had some chocolate. Hang on. Another drink. I wouldn't be surprised if Zelda gets bumped to the NX, to be honest. Or they pull the Twilight Princess. There we go, this is what I was saying at probably the same time for me, but later for you. And it gets released on both simultaneously, but the Wii U version's incredibly hard to get hold of. Oh. I don't know about that. I don't think it'll be incredibly hard to get hold of. Is that what happened with Twilight Princess? Emelian does the same. You don't seem to do the same, Emelian. You're always quite lively in the chats. If this is how you are when you're asleep, hate to think what you're like when you're awake. Just a whirling dervish of typing. Yes, she's absolutely right. That's my YouTube channel, and also I have my Demon Tomato Dave YouTube channel, which has some vlogs on it, and I think I've got a playlist called Blithering, which is just me talking about things, so if you really want to fall asleep, then that's how. But if you really want to fall asleep, then yes, check out my stream videos on Bulma Boops Buttons, because they're very, very soothing, because I just talk endlessly about things I don't understand, and I never finish sentences, and it's just, and they're hours and hours long. That'll get you through a whole night. Kairu, can't afford a new console. I only just got my Wii U, but I read that as my waifu. What else we got? Oh, no, that's slightly different, Jack. ASMR is about when... I'll do you some MSR now. There you go, that was it. ASMR is when people talk in a quiet way and make little scratchy noises and things, and it makes people go weird, and it makes people go all tingly and strange. Okay, Mr. Lux Arena. Mr. Lux Arena is off to get up in the morning, so goodbye, Mr. Lux Arena, if you are still here. Good night. See you again. Dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly dum. Oh, you think that's cute, Kairu? I've read entire books to Abby. Not that I've written, but like books such as China Mieville's The Scar, a wonderful book that you're going to love. You should go and read China Mieville's The Scar. China, like country, Mieville, and the E's there's accent marks involved. Because The Scar is a book about a whole city made entirely out of boats strapped together and like with bridges built between them and like basically like crammed together so that there's, you know, like what do you call the names? What do you call the kind of indoor bits of boats? But loads of those all clustered together, and it's this whole armada, this whole fleet of city that floats on the ocean and is basically an entire town of pirates. So imagine like the set of Hook if it was about 20 times as big and was a city. And there are vampires. There's a vampire district in this city of boats. Right? Sold yet? If not, I wish I could tell you about the possible sword, but I want you to find out what that means for yourself. Great book. Anyway, big book. And it took a long time to read to Abby, but I did anyway, because she is an artist and needs things to listen to. You know, so podcasts are a thing that's good for that, and books are a thing that's good for that. I'm currently reading her Console Wars by Blake Harris, which is an account of the of Sega and Nintendo in the 90s. And on the fiction side of things, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, I'm reading to her. Although we don't do this very often and we tend to just listen to podcasts. But that happens sometimes. Bum dum 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 biddly boo. Okay, what else is going on? I've put precisely 6 people to sleep with my voice in the past, says Emelian, speaking as though she's some kind of sinister vet who, like literally puts people to sleep, like kills them, by saying certain phrases in certain tones. What a power that would be. 4 were friends. 1 was my dad, and 1 was a crying baby at a wedding who I sang to calm down. Oh, that's nice. I hope that works for all babies, and the only reason people can't calm down babies is because they never tried singing to them. You know, if I have a baby and it cries, I'll just sing wheeze and poos. Emilian clarifies that she put on YouTube playlists like Game Grumps or my channel when going to bed. Yeah, that's what Abby does. Do you know what Abby does? Is she puts on Let's Plays of really scary games, and I don't know why, because she's like quite actually scared of scary things. Like she would never be able to play PT. Really scared of that. Doesn't get night terrors, but she's had them ever in her life. And but no, something about jump scare Let's Plays. You know, likes them. Oh, good. I'm the king of ASMR. That's nice to know. Unfortunately, I'm not a sexy woman, which seems to be one of the prerequisites for doing ASMR. Dum diddly dum. Well, Ziffy, that's certainly a theory. Part of the problem is that at the moment, certain kinds of games are like part of the like brand identity of Nintendo, and all other kinds of games are like tangled up in the brand identity of like Xbox and PlayStation. So it would be like, for example, it would be weird to get Call of Duty on Nintendo. I just kind of wouldn't want that. Or even, you know, like Ubisoft games, or I mean, apart from Rayman, but I mean, like, I don't think I'd want Assassin's Creed on a Nintendo. That'd be weird. But business-wise, you're probably right. I think I'm a little bit worried that that all three consoles would end up being the exact same thing, like Xbox and PlayStation are now. It's like, well, what's the point of having both of those? But anyway, dum diddly dum diddly dum diddly dee diddly dee diddly doo. That's nice, Pixelhead. Yes, I mean, I agree with that. There are people, of course, who can't, who just literally can't interact with their subscribers and stuff because there's just too many of them. You know, there's a lot of Let's Plays that I'm sure you've seen where the chat is just whooshing past, and it's like, what's the point of even saying anything in it? This is not one of them, so I get to chat with you guys. Just reading the chat. If anyone, I don't have any reason to actually not put this bit on YouTube, but I'm sure YouTube viewers are getting really angry with me at this stage. But I did explain that I'm not going to do anything else on this video, and that this is literally all that it is at this point. The hold, well, I guess, but I suppose what I meant was the outdoor outcroppings of the indoor bits. The buildings, as it were, on boats. Diddly-dum, 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 doo, diddly-dee, diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Oh, there's something going on in the Discord chat. I guess I'll have a look at that in a moment. Yes, I quite like the Wiimote nunchuck combo. I thought that was a good controller. Motion gimmick or not, I thought it was a good one because you could just hold it in both hands and it was comfortable and it was cool. You could rest your hands either side of you and play games, and that's what I almost always did. You know, I'd just sit with my hands by my sides comfortably while playing games. It was ace. Ever heard the soundtrack to Cutthroat Island? I feel like I know the phrase Cutthroat Island, but you'll have to tell me what it is. Skyward Sword handled a treat aside from its flaws, which we discussed last time. Yeah, if they'd fixed Skyward Sword, I'd like it. And one of the things they would have to fix is just like you should be able to turn off any form of tutorial. Just switch it off. Done. Tim says it's more like a Jigglypuff than a vet. Jigglypuff, 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 Jigglypuff. I'm trying to remember now. Jigglypuff, Jiggly. And then Jigglypuff, 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 Jigglypuff. Markiplier's FNAF playlist is one of my faves for sleeping too. Ah, there you go. Well, there you go. They did put a COD on the Wii U. Well, that was silly of them. Shouldn't have bothered with that. A niche British ASMR guru. Well, I'd be happy to do silly ASMR, where the whole thing is like a parody of ASMR, and then enjoy the fact that it would still give some people ASMR. That'd be quite funny. Bum diddly dum, do diddly dee, diddly doo, biddly boo. Yes, I know. That's I kind of try and get Abby to do that when we're playing Undertale, but she just doesn't bother because she's just concentrating on the game or on drawing, because she's got better things to do than hang out and play games. Oh, good. I'm glad you can listen to me ramble for hours, Lord McDog, because that's what tends to take place. By the way, my previous comment was my own judgment. She thinks that it's a great thing to do to hang out with the likes of us and play games. But she's like a professional illustrator, and I can't help but think that we're wasting her time a little bit. But she doesn't think that. Yeah. Biddly-boo. Well, I mean, I see what you mean there, Kairu, but that's true of, like, any game system, isn't it? Oh, I suppose you can... No, I don't know what you mean. Because you still have to hold any controller with both hands. Like, you can hold it with one hand, but you still let go of half the buttons when you do. The Wii U's controller is simply too heavy to hold in one hand for very long. Yeah, well, that's true. I find it a bit heavy to hold in both hands for very long. Don't forget about Psychic to be a master. A decent pirate film with a tremendous budget that flopped. For anyone who didn't know, Mr. Crowley-Easner there is referring to the fact that you've got to know about the different types. Grass, fire, ground, flame, electric, water, rock, flying ice, normal bug, ghost, fighting, and dragon. And, of course, don't forget about Psychic. A decent pirate film with a tremendous budget that flopped to the point it bankrupted the company that had produced it. The score is lauded as one of the best pirate scores out there, better than Pirates of the Caribbean. Cool! I see what you mean there, Kairu. Yes, fair point. Although, I mean, are you the people from the Nintendo adverts? Were you playing the Wii while actually standing in front of a TV? Because the funny thing about the Wii U is that all of the adverts depicted people standing up and jumping around while playing tennis and so on. But, like, I did not meet until recently anyone who had a setup that was possible to do that. Like, essentially, the Wii U was projecting an image of a family 10 years richer than existed at the time. So, like, technically, yeah, you could get flat screen TVs and you could mount them on the wall and you could have a space in front of them to play in the living room or whatever. But nobody did! We all had cramped living rooms with small CRT television sets. We did in those days. Like, CRT was the normal kind of TV in those days, when the Wii came out. In fact, the reason we finally upgraded to a flat screen was because Mario Galaxy felt too much like it was made for a large screen TV. I mean, I realised it was only 480p, but Mario on screen was so small that it was like a bit of a strain to play it on our relatively good-sized CRT screen. Do you know what? I'm sick of this music now. I never did a proper in-game save. So let me do that now. How do I get out of here? How do I get down? Through here? Yes. There we go. Dibbidi-dum, 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 dibbidi-dum. And now I will reset the game so that as we say our final goodbyes, we can listen to the beautiful, like, I don't know, save file music. Is there an official name for it? Here it is. Ooh. Isn't that nice? Ooh. Do boo doo, dee bee dee boo, do do dee boo, dee bee doo doo doo, dee bee dee bee doo, do dee bee doo boo, dee bee doo bee doo, dee bee doo bee doo, boo boo dee boo doo boo. do boo 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 dee boo boo boom be do boo boo do boom boom dee boo 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 do boo boom dee boo do dee boo boom boo boo dee boo be do bum do boo boo dee boo 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 bum bum boo boo dee boo be do ooh bum bum boo boom boo bum be do boo bum boo bum be dee boo boo bum boo 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 dee boo ooh do ooh baby do ooh boo boo dee boo boo bum boo bum do boo do do boo do baby do boo do boo baby do boo bum boo bum boo boo bum do boo baby do boo 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 baby do boo. I think I've lost a bit too much voice over the weekend for that. Oh well, look, there we go. We finished, haven't we? There's no point hanging around here anymore. I mean, wow, you're playing Wii U games on a standard definition TV. What? You mean like a CRT? Like an or? Goodness me! God, I can't even imagine. Like nothing would work. Surely, like there's no. I can't think of anything like any interface like Netflix or you know any of the consoles. They're all designed for like quite big screens now. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Oh, does it really? Huh. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'd like to have a good-sized CRT screen to use for old games, because, you know, Sonic, man. I want to play it properly. Is that just what it's called, the Final Fantasy theme? Okay. Are you emulating Rockapella? No. I don't think I know what that is. I bet I do. It's the sort of thing where I feel as if I'm like, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, that's Rockapella, you know, because I don't always remember the names of things. If they've done a cover of this song and it went like that, stupidly, like it makes sense why they're that much, but, yeah. Wow, that's... You do what you wish with Final Fantasy VI, that you want more Final Fantasy, I suggest Final Fantasy V. Oh, really? What, even above 4? Because people tend to talk about 4 as, like, the one, other than 6. Standard definition LCD television? God, Ziffy, hand on heart, I didn't know that existed. I didn't know you could get those. Wow. No, fair enough. I mean, if you've got no money, like, TVs are kind of stupidly expensive. Well, not stupidly, like, it makes sense why they're that much, but, yeah. Wow, that's... Heart goes out to you. That's quite a long while not to have had any money, though. If we're going back to the LCD games, I remember that... LCD games. I just automatically said games after LCD. LCD... Standard definition screen, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, like, I didn't even know they made a standard definition screen more recently than... I'd say probably about 2004. I kind of assume they've stopped making them then. Oh, no, wait. No, I didn't, because I had, in 2006, the TV that we had that burned itself to death, that didn't go up to 1080p. But it went up to 720p, and that was in 2006. Oh, well. Won't last forever, Ziffy. Do. Yeah, exactly, yeah. There's loads of things that... there's plenty of things that are designed to work with CRT, like, the water effects in Sonic games were done using a dither effect where you had like an overlay of blue pixels and it relied on the way CRTs worked to kind of essentially blur those pixels one pixel off to the side so that it would, instead of being a mesh of blue solid pixels flickering or something, it would become essentially like an overlay of half transparent blue. And it worked, and it was beautiful. And of course, there's the input delay that you avoid. Rockapella did the Common San Diego theme song. That's what most people know them for. Oh God, well, all right, but that's. I mean, that's. I think do you mean like TV or game or what? Because if you mean TV, I saw that for the first time last year somewhere. It's quite recently. It was somewhere near Christmas. I was like, right, I'm sick of Americans going, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Like it's a joke. I'm going to find out what where in the world is Carmen San Diego was. And it turns out it was like an edutainment CD-ROM or something. It's like, what the hell? How did that become famous enough to be a meme? Maybe they had it in schools, I don't know. But then it turns out it was a TV series as well. I don't know, anyway. We didn't have it here. Doo-be-doo, boodle-doo, boodle-doo, boo-dee-doo, ba-doo-be-dee-boodle-doo, ba-doo. Oh, sorry, and then Kyra had already said it was the game show. Doo-be-doo. So I guess I did hear it back then, but then just didn't remember it. Oh, that might be why the name's familiar. Were they actually, like, there at the beginning? And it was like, this is Rockapella, and, like, there was, like, 4 guys. Feel like I might have seen that. Do-do-do, do-do. Oh, yes, I'd heard about the legendary Final Fantasy job system. Dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah, but the game show was 90s as well, wasn't it? Surely. It looked really like 90s TV. Or was it even earlier? Was it like 80s? I don't know. Dippy-dooby-doo. Alright, thank you for that, Emilian. Okay, right, I think there we go. There's absolutely no justifying continuing this at this stage. We are just chatting. I might as well just be in the chat typing, but instead I'm talking. So I think we're going to wrap it up there. I need to go to bed anyway. It's midnight midnight nearly now. So the last time I did anything in the game was at least like 3/4 an hour ago, probably an hour ago. So maybe I will cut this off the end of the YouTube video. But no, maybe not. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it on this one time just to indicate what it's like to YouTube viewers. This is what happens if you come and join the chat. So if you want to just have a little chat, then come and join us. And if this is entirely tedious to you, and remember that you would actually be in the chat saying things and I'd be responding to the things, but like, if that's tedious to you, and you have every reason to think it would be, then I guess, you know, just don't come and join us, or at least leave when the gaming ends. Yes, I think it's about time to go to bed now. I'm pretty sure I've saved, but I'm going to press it again. Oh no, that's right, that was loading, not saving. But there we go. So, good night, everyone. And that, toodle pip. I can't find my cursor because it's on the wrong screen. The cherry tomato experience. Bye bye.